Hi, today it's just a short film about the 911. My colleagues are fapping to the Turbo S, but I always wanted to drive the basic 911, so the Porsche PR coordinator called me and said he's got a base spec 911 for the weekend. Would I want one? Yeah, sure, I'd like to drive one. Send me the spec sheet for the car. He did, and it turns out it's sort of base, but 4, and with about 30 grand of options on it. So some things are more obvious, like leather seats. Some are less obvious because you have to pay extra for heated and ventilated seats. Well, obviously, actually, for seats with 4-way electric adjustment, which is basically the backrest tilt and the lumbar support. Adaptive cruise control, well, obviously adaptive cruise control, you have to pay for that. Color matched wing mirrors, housing, and high gloss windows trim, and so on. That all adds up to about 30 grand. Now, basically, a base two-wheel drive Carrera starts at 103,000 euro, 111 for the Carrera4, 119 for the Carrera S, 126 for the Carrera 4S, and so on. There are cabriolets along the way for each of the models. Then there is the mid-range Targa 4 and 4S, and then we get into turbos, which take us well above 200,000 euro. I suppose GT3s, 2s and Rs will come at some point also, because Porsche buyers have to be milked regularly, otherwise they will burst. The question I always wanted to answer was whether 65 horsepower is worth 16,000 euro, or is all-wheel drive worth 8,000 euro for that matter. The short answer is no, but it depends. I'd be more than happy with a rear-wheel drive manual Carrera. This would be my ideal daily and a perfect GT. I don't want the chrono pack, the modes which supposedly make the car more manageable. I also find that the car is castrated in normal mode, and I really have to give it the beans for it to react, and then that usually means that from 50 kilometers per hour, I'm suddenly going about 100 kilometers per hour in a couple of seconds, and I really just wanted to change the lane, not to lose my license. 385 horsepower is more than ample for daily driving. If you live in the mountains or somewhere where it's snowing or raining very often, then you may want to consider the all-wheel drive option, but I'm not a fan. For me, the best thing about the Carrera 4 or the Carrera in general is that you can't order rear-wheel steering. In my experience, modern cars with all-wheel drive and rear-wheel steering often feel unstable at high speed on the motorway. Also, I wouldn't mind some sort of a quiet startup like in the facelifted Ford Mustang. I leave to film very often, usually before sunrise, so twice this week I had to wake up my neighbors with how loud the cold 911 is. Sorry about that. More about the 911 in my 992 Carrera S review, to which I'm linking on the screen and in the description below. And now let's take a look at what you missed this summer on Marek Drives. Hold on tight, because I'm not going to take any prisoners. Simply not clever, Skoda. Simply not clever. Is the extra 35 horsepower worth 2 grand? Today the Zoe no longer sounds like an empty tin. Leon turns like Alberto Tomba in 1988. Job done. Click subscribe. See you next week. Hybrid just kicked in, yo! Finally, there is a reason for BMW drivers to start using indicators. Links to all the summer episodes in the description below this video. In the coming weeks, it's really going to get hot, as I waited with some of the more outrageous cars and adventures until September, when all of you get back to work, and probably at 3 p.m. Central European time, you have nothing to do in the office. You're just sitting in front of your computer and you can watch my reviews. It behaves like an American muscle car. Also, follow me on Instagram, where I post pictures of interested cars I spotted, as well as the cars which I'm currently reviewing. See you next Friday at 3 p.m. Central European Time.